Started.
Alright, let's see here. Hey, guess what? I've got a job. That sounded a bit more sexual than I intended it, but...
Oh, by the way, this
No,
show is
start
immediately
early.
rated XXX now.
Oh man.
While we're doing the intro, I'm gonna put my food over here. Okay.
Yeah, go for it.
Alright. I've got a job that you're going to love. Nice and easy. This is strictly a salvage mission. No crazy shit. I promise. One of those old pre-FTL generation ships from the 2000s. When the fuck did we have those in 2000? The Mungangwa? I think? However the hell you pronounce that. Just popped up on my radar. Its disappearance was apparently some big unsolved mystery. It never made it to its destination, I guess. It's just drifting lifelessly in orbit of Antares B. I'll send you the exact coordinates. It's pretty hard to get a visual on. Probably why nobody's found it before. The sponsor of this one is a historical society from the outer colonies. Here's what the objective card says. Download any log files you can, especially any ones that can explain what happened to the ship. If possible, speak to the security AI, Mute, for assistance. It's a good, easy gig, and I want you to take this one. It should be asocial enough for you. I don't want to hear any complaints. Dispatch control out.
Okay. And then we skip the intro. Alright, new game. Oh, for those you who don't know or haven't read the title or can't read the title, this is Analogue, a hate story. I have no idea what it's about. This is a completely blind playthrough, I think for all of us. Has nobody played this?
I've seen like the first 5 minutes, but that's it.
Okay, and we're just gonna assume James is a no because he's gone. Okay, so the computer came up here. We never talked about who reads computers, so I'm just gonna go ahead with that. Notice the system is property of the Unified Korea Space Probe Agency. Accessed by individuals not affiliated with UK SPA or UKSPA or successor organization as a felony under UKSPA Act 2381. Last login user Kim Hyun-ae 221,432 days ago. You are slacking off here, Kira. You better start logging in.
I've been napping.
Error AI personality currently disabled. Reverting to command line. Available commands. Download, disable AI, enable AI, help, sue, and quit. I guess download. Oh, please use sue first. Provides administrator access, requires password to use. What the shit is the password?
Password.
Password it is. Nope.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Try help or for command list. Okay, help. Help. Sue. God damn it, come on. Help. How about enable AI? That wins. Currently available. So how do I select this?
You have to type it in.
AI. Hey, once I can spell.
Helps.
Quit.
I came back just to trash talk.
Thanks, man.
It helps.
It's a tag effort.
Hello? Oh my word! An external connection? Is someone out there? It's been so many years since I've spoken to anyone.
So good.
Hush it. Oh jeez, I'm being discourteous. My apologies. Please allow me to introduce myself. My name is Hyun-ae. The star is, of course, silent. It just represents that I'm an AI. I control all the log-keeping systems on the Mugunhwa, or at least what's left of them. Please just excuse me for 1 second. I'll give you a terminal so you can respond. There you are. Go ahead and introduce yourself. Oh dear.
I broke it.
Sorry, can you try that again? Oh jeez. My apologies. I don't know why, but what you just typed just looked like garbage to me. That's bad. I think there may be a problem with my language parsing systems.
Oh no, you're so broken.
Ugh. Sorry, somehow your input is getting mangled between the terminal and me. I'm terribly sorry. Let me just try something. Can you understand this?
Indeed I can.
Alright. Can you just click again to confirm that you can understand what I'm saying to you?
I do understand, damn it.
Very well. We have that at least. I'm afraid we can't get text input fixed. That'll have to suffice. I'm terribly sorry. It must be difficult being unable to say anything. This might be difficult then. Well, nevertheless, as the archive system AI, I'll do my best to try and help you navigate these records anyway. Unfortunately, it might be a little difficult since, well, without language parsing, you won't be able to do text searches either. Don't worry though. It's my duty to provide assistance with archives functions. I'll do my best. Right. Let me see. I'll try to provide you with a sampling of logs to start out with. And you can just show me things that you want more information on. I hope that'll be acceptable to you. That's all I can do.
We need an upgrade.
Well, that's all I suppose. Pardon me. Let me just build you an interface to work with, so you don't have to struggle with a terminal. Very well, it's all set. And, I suppose this is a little bit awkward, but, can I just ask you one more thing before you get to work?
Sure.
I'm just very happy to be working with you. I've had nobody to talk to for such a long time. It got so lonely. Having someone to talk to is really, really amazing. I thought maybe I never would again. Sorry about the communication barrier, but even still. Oh jeez, I'm babbling. I won't hold you up any longer. Here's your interface. I hope it's good enough.
Okay, so I can speak with Hyun-ae, access log documents, use override terminal, and I don't have any messages because I'm not cool enough for them.
You don't have any friends, Peter?
Oh, I do. What is this?
Oh, take it back.
A pack of idiots.
That's
Okay.
the best.
Yeah, that's appropriate.
Okay. So is this narrator part? Or is this me reading this part?
I guess it
to you.
depends on if you want
I would
narrator
assume
to
it's-
read your messages or you to read your messages.
Okay, I'll read my messages then. Okay, so this one comes from Smith Kyung Sam, 9/8 year 315. That was a long ass time ago. When our family falls into decline, I just wanted to be perfectly clear why. It's because Dae-hyun's sons are the biggest collection of idiots on the entire ship. Father says these sorts of words shouldn't be written down, calling them unfilial? But I'm
Filial.
skeptical. Filial? Okay. But I'm skeptical. I intend no disrespect to my noble ancestors, but my dead uncle is no ancestor of mine, and his family deserves no respect. This has been in motion for years now. It was an inevitability, even as sons of Dae-hyun would turn out the way they did. But up until now, to anyone outside of the family, it's been well hidden. Only now it's starting to fall apart in a way that no amount of good politics could disguise. The turning point was this year. At the time I write this, I am returning from Sang-yoon's funeral. In that family, there were three brothers: Sang-yoon, the drunk; Sang-kyu, the dim-witted brute; and Sang-min, who, despite being the eldest, seems to have more interest in cavorting with courtesans than creating an heir.
I feel like we should be writing this down.
We should?
I don't know. I just have a feeling.
Okay.
No, yeah.
Yeah,
I've
maybe.
played
Well,
this.
what's the emails,
Yeah.
isn't it? We can probably always go back to this unless you delete it, so.
No, you can go back to them.
All right.
Yeah,
Emails
so-
are forever.
I
Emails
won't,
are forever. Yeah.
I won't delete them, just in case.
Good boy.
Noticeably absent from the morning proceedings was Sang-kyu. What he was doing, I do not know. Knowing him, I can only guess. The affair was made even more laughable by Sang-min and his widowed mother's insistence that Sang-yoon had died of natural causes. Apparently, they'd even found a doctor willing to put such nonsense off on the official record. An unmarried noble managing to drink his way to the grave at only 30 years of age would be embarrassing enough. To brazenly try and hide the obvious, however, that will mark the beginning of the Smith family's fall.
This is a very good introduction to this story's tone.
Hello. Actually, I was just testing that indicator icon to see if I'd get your attention.
I didn't ask for that.
I was helping. I just thought it'd be a good way of letting you know when I have something to say. Which obviously I have a lot to say. I mean, like, if I think it's super important, I can always just interrupt you. But I don't want to distract you if I can help. I mean, that'd suck, right? What kind of computer program forces herself onto you right in the middle of you trying to work? So I'll try not to do that. Anyway, that's all. I guess it worked. Carry on, and I'll set the indicator again if I want to tell you something.
Okay, thanks. So helpful. Alright, how do I get out of this one?
Yep.
Maybe?
Clearly the power button.
Oh yeah, that's wrong. What? Nope, that's not the power button.
No.
2014
really
and
believe
still
him?
taking advice from me? Really?
I know, I should not do that. There we go. Okay, so I got... Oh, I see. This is like the subject line, and I guess that's the person.
Yes.
So, this is from... Mute? You are mute, yes? Can you not read it?
Oh, I was just getting slowly closer. Alright, I hadn't really decided what voice, so I'll just do this for now.
Okay.
Smith Kyung-sam, I don't know why you insist on putting this all in writing when we could just have a perfectly good conversation. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm happy to do it. Whatever you want, you're the man. Just think it's a little weird, I don't really get it. Anyway, as to your question, you're spot on about the pale bride being the focus of attention of the royal family. Not for the reasons you wanted, though. I don't know where you heard those rumors, but they are so not true. That girl a troublemaker? No way, I don't see it. Like, it's not even convincing as a rumor. That girl is the most polite, most obedient person I've ever seen in my entire family. The idea of her fighting with her husband is completely unimaginable. In over a month, I've never so much as heard her raise her voice in disagreement. She's quiet, courteous, does everything she's told without even the slightest hesitation. I'm sorry, but there's just no way you could possibly exploit any drama here. This is as undramatic a situation as it gets, especially not compared to what the situation with your cousin at Corzon. Don't get me wrong. She bugs the hell out of me. The girl's just too perfect. She's young, she's beautiful, she's demure to the point where I don't even think she has a personality of her own. She also gets along perfectly with the queen. Of course, she commands all the attention of the emperor. Like, can you blame him? I'm sorry, but there's no way he's ever going to be anything but extremely grateful to the Kim family for giving her over.
So I just want to say how amazing it is listening to you talk like a valley girl in your own voice. Oh my gosh. Oh, there's so many emails. My gosh.
We'll be here a while, children.
So it's the whole thing.
Seriously. All right, Moobah, you can do this one.
Alright, let me maximize that. Kim Young-sok. When he died this year, my father was an absolute nobody. Tongue twist. I don't say this to disrespect his honor, it's the complete opposite. He knew it, and that was a far worse fate than he ever deserved. It wasn't until I was maybe 16 that I even realized we were supposed to be from a noble family. Certainly, we never had much of means. Father was a minor official in the interior decks, and spent his last days dealing with minor peasant disputes. How disgusting. Of all things, peasant disputes. With the poverty we lived in, no wonder it never really sank in that we were of noble blood, not until I met the main family for the first time. That's a little bit of interesting screen lag there. They were proud, despite the fact that I now realized that they were too suffering from our same lack of royal favor. But I could tell the difference. They hadn't given up. Their son was still alive at the time, and even though he was a child half my age, I couldn't believe his confidence. He put us to shame, absolutely put us to shame. But their son died later that year, and my father died just a few months ago. I don't know what we were going to do, but Mother managed to convince Sister's husband to adopt me into the main Kim family. I don't think it took much. So now I'm their heir, just like that. Kim Jung-soo's adopted son. Not that I have the time or position to be proud, but having spoken sincerely with my new father, I think we're on the same page. I'm going to study furiously, and I'm going to become a scholar official. What I didn't tell him was my ambition. I won't settle for any peasant jobs. I'll be better than that. Oh my, we're uppity, I say.
Plebes.
You plebes. Disgusting. Get out of here. I'm not going to stop until I manage to fulfill my father's dream, High Magistrate. I won't settle. I will not settle. I think Jung-soo expects me to disappoint him, but I damn well will not. If I'm heir to the Kim family, I'm not going to let him down. He wants prosperity, I'll give it to him. More importantly, I'm never going to let any other Kim Sung feel like his family doesn't get the recognition it deserves. Never again. I swear on my ancestors. Never again. Even if it involves smothering with a pillow.
I couldn't have picked a better one for you to read. I was just laughing because I'm like, this is perfect.
This is perfect for me, yes. It's the plebeian post.
So if you didn't notice too, while I was listening to you read, I found the big ass button that tells you to go back to your messages.
Perfect.
I noticed that, yeah. Oh man.
Oh.
Well, I suppose I can give you more about Young-suk. I don't know. I don't think you'll really find him very interesting. But here, you can see for yourself.
Here's some boring bullshit.
Okay.
Oh boy.
I think this is the same thing.
You have to go back. I think she's just letting you know that it's going to be an option. That's show message.
Oh, I see. Gotcha. So she just had something to say.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh, so much emails.
It's like real life.
I know, right?
Except it's not spam.
Alright. Dearest Mother, finally, I believe Young Sok has grown comfortable with me. Young Sok, yeah?
I just heard Young Sok.
Yeah, she's Young Sok.
Us Americans are laughing at the Korean names.
All it took... I'm not laughing. That's Kira.
Oh.
All it took was some time for me to earn his trust. Learning how to read by watching over my husband's shoulder isn't how I envisioned spending my first year of marriage. I can't complain about anything that makes me spend so much time with him, though. We've talked, and we've decided we won't try for a son right away. Right now, he's just not ready for it. That aside, things are good. If this is what married life is like, I think I can be happy with this. We're getting along well, and I like him. Perhaps it's not quite what I was led to expect, but it's still good. Domestic bliss indeed. Last week, Young Sok was reading over some papers for a dispute of that Magistrate Park was deciding on. You wouldn't understand the details, but it was essentially an argument between a farmer and his lord over a sum of money after a particularly poor harvest. I think I will tell this magistrate that the farmer is right. His claim is fair, he told me. Might I have a look? I asked. Bemused, he handed the papers to me. It took a good while of studying, just to be sure after all. I wouldn't want to contradict my husband if he was right, but farmer's numbers didn't seem to add up. I pointed this out to him. He not only listened patiently, but he had me explain. Then, you believe the farmer is trying to cheat his lord? He asked. I did. That's what I will report then. The next day, he told me that the magistrate agreed. Ever since then, he started to rely on my opinion when it comes to anything involving math.
The farmer was never seen again.
I know.
Probably not.
Dragged away by his toenails.
Ow.
That's a fun way to go, children.
Okay, the new friendship. Who read Kim Young Sok before? Was that you, Moobah?
I think it was, yes.
All right.
The young sock.
Yes, the Young Sok. Go for it.
Well, as true as that I might be, as my wife suggests, alarmingly serious, it is hard to argue with enjoying a nice meal out of it if it means cultivating Magistrate's Park. Park's trust even more. Just having the invitation alone is a pretty good sign. I assumed we would be going to his house after finishing with the day's affairs, but instead he led the other way. Oh, you do not want to visit there. My son has a newborn child who is very, very unconducive to entertaining guests, I'm afraid, he said with a laugh. Surely you'll understand. Instead we headed to the plaza. Outside of the occasional New Year's festivals, when I was... Come on, Peter.
Oh, my bad. Sorry.
Slacking.
I am slacking.
Game
When I
over.
was a child, I had never actually been there before. I never had much of an eye for details at the time, so I was surprised to see now just how richly decorated everything was, for what was essentially a giant market. Beautiful floral arrangements adorned every stall, wall, and partition, and rather than the commotion of a crowd, all I could hear was the sound of peaceful music. It was still, of course, a market. There were no merchants loudly hawking wares, and some of the prices on the signs I saw would make the emperor blush. In that atmosphere, we ate together at a public house that defied my expectations. The food was both plentiful and far better than anything I had ever seen in either of my houses. If this sounds indulgent, it absolutely is, and I definitely don't plan on telling anyone the details like this. The only thing I plan to repeat from this evening is what the magistrate confided in me. That when he was moved from his position, he'd like to recommend me to fill his place. I'd be young for the position, but it would be a great stepping stone to the one I'm dreaming of. I remain calm, since I'm good at that, but it's the best news I've heard in my life. Sincerely, Young Socks.
Sounds
God,
like a
we were
rapper's
just
name.
we were just making all the Koreans around the world hate us.
Mm-hmm.
Oh look,
Maybe,
a note.
maybe
I
notes on
was
pronunciation.
gonna say maybe I should read this one.
Oh, this one good for us.
Actually, this is from you, Hyun-ae.
Oh, oopsies. Some very simplified rules to help you pronounce Korean names. Most consonants are pronounced as in English, except for the following when they're at the beginning of words. Family names are written in their traditional English spellings. Do you want me to read off all the
No, you don't have to.
cool?
Let's see here. I'll do it actually. So the A would be like A in car.
Ah.
Yeah. So not A as in car, it'd be A as in car. Peter, you're already ruining it.
No, A as in car.
Ah.
The AE is the A in May. A.
Yeah, like in Hyun-ae.
So it is Hyun-ae. The E is the E in pet.
Yeah.
Et.
Eh.
The EO together is the sound that U makes in cut.
Ah.
Oh,
This is the
God.
worst idea.
I know. The
What is it?
O is the same
Song.
O as in core.
Oh.
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 This is a good one though. I.
Yeah, I is the same sound as in beat.
E.
E.
U is the same U as in rule.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Ooh. And then EU is the same sound as in book.
Ooh.
Oh.
Oh.
E. U. E. O.
So the J is either a J or the CH at the start. So
Eh.
when we were saying Jun's name, it actually would be Chun, I guess?
Yeah, it would be.
Ah, interesting.
Still Young sucks to me.
The D is a D or a T at the start. Okay, how does that happen?
Okay.
This is
Thanks,
probably
Priya.
something I
Oh,
need to...
okay. So, like, if the consonant is at the beginning of the word, it
Yeah.
changes the pronunciation of it.
So
I
instead
see.
of Doug, it'd be Tug,
Yes.
etc. For all these.
Yeah.
Okay.
So J in the beginning is a CH.
E is
T
T.
is a T. G at the beginning is a K.
Everybody take notes in the chat.
I have no pen.
Be sure to remind us every time we mispronounce a name.
I know,
Every
Which will be
time.
often.
Chat,
We'll keep
chat.
you busy.
If we were like a super big, like 4,000 people chat, they would let us know.
Oh, yes, they would.
Goodness.
Alright, and
There'd
B-
be some Korean specialist.
That's right. I graduated with an undergrad and a master's in Korean studies, whatever that ends up being. Alright, so now we have basic pronunciations. We're experts now. We just got our undergrad, guys.
Watch us get
Wow,
like
why
an
did-
actual Korean here just
I am
yelling at us
now-
constantly.
I'm now going to
They'd
put
probably be
Korean
really nice
on
about
my.
it.
Probably.
What was that?
I'm now
kid?
going to put Korean on my resume.
There you go.
Yep.
It's like they usually have like the 3 levels of it. We could just be like the roughly.
Level 4.
Gosh, and as soon as you exit out of that thing, I have no clue. I've just forgotten it.
No, we're native speaker tier now.
Okay, so this is Young Sock's wife again. Is that you, Moobah?
Up to you. I don't remember if you did his wife or not.
I don't remember. I'll go.
Alright.
Dearest mother, if you haven't already heard the good news, my husband has been. Did I read this one? No. My husband has already been appointed by the Emperor to the position of magistrate. He's taken over the office from Magistrate Park starting today, which is just tremendous for a man his age. I have no doubt that he was perfectly humble when he got the news, since he certainly has been while talking about it in front of father-in-law. In private, though, it's another story. Earlier, the family held a small feast to celebrate the news, and he had the same attitude then, too. But afterwards, when everyone else had left or gone to bed, we stayed up to sit together drinking wine, and it was a whole lot more somber. He wasn't modest, but he wasn't boastful either. He was just outright insecure. He might not say it in front of you, but you know what, he said to me, as I poured him more wine? He takes all the credit for my promotion. According to him, it's all because the Emperor's perfect new bride, which is, of course, all because of him. I said quietly, I don't want to take credit for her. I wasn't the one who got her to shut up. That was all him. I don't like discussing it, and please, Mother, don't ever ask me why. Doesn't matter, he said. That's not why I got promoted. I got promoted because High Magistrate, Park and I managed to make Smith look bad, so bad he had to get shuffled off. It's exposing the whoring and the thuggery that did it, not the damn pale bride, he said with annoyance. Well, that's how it is. You know he'll never give you credit for anything, I said. He replied, I know. I just wish he'd acknowledge it. I don't know how he can be so stupid as to not be proud of me, you know? I know, I said, but let's not focus on that right now. I think we should focus on the good right now. Like the bottle of wine in my face.
Yeah.
How about we toast to your success instead? Here's to new Magistrate Kim. I raised my glass and drank. He betrayed the faintest of smiles, but he didn't share my toast, and instead put down his glass. For a moment, I was worried, but then he used his hand to grab my chin instead, and for the first time ever, he kissed me on the mouth. Far sweeter than any wine, he said to me. I wasn't sure if he meant the kiss or the success, but I agreed either way.
Getting romantic.
I am blushing.
What?
All right. God, so many of these.
It really is
So
Work
that's this whole
Simulator.
game.
This is Gmail Simulator
You-
2014.
You, Jaywha.
No, J's in front or cheat.
It's a ch.
sounds.
You
Che.
Yes.
Or AE. What was AE again? It was a
A.
A. Okay.
Yeah.
I pulled up the cheat on my phone.
Oh, good.
Nice. Yeah. Who wants to read this one?
I'll read it.
Go for it.
To the woman who will marry my husband. But please do not think that all of this is meant to say you will be unloved. You may be a second wife, but you're still the daughter of a noble home. That is a precious gift to the Ryu family. My husband has faith that you will bring him a son, and this means all the world to him. Nor am I jealous, for you will relieve a heavy burden on our house, and for that I am grateful. There we go. As proof of his affection for you, let me share with you one secret which I've been permitted to tell only you. In honor of you, my husband, in his capacity as captain and emperor, has permanently changed his admin password to your birth name. This will be important.
Yeah, I was gonna say I should probably. What is the birth name? Do we know?
I don't know if you're going to find out right away,
Okay.
so you'll have to make some connections. Anyway,
Yep.
my new sister, you will be brought into the Ryu family not as a mere lowly woman, but as a symbol of power in the inner chambers. You will not only represent the continuation of the Ryu bloodline, providing him a son, but your very name will represent the power of the captain's computer. Understand this, Pale Bride. Your duty may be great, but you will be loved.
Okay. I'm going I was like writing on these Verizon things, so I'm gonna switch my notes over to an actual piece of paper.
Yeah.
Probably a good idea.
Give me a second.
So, yeah, at some point you'll learn the Pale Bride's name and it will be important.
Okay. Keys. Password is Pale Bride. Birth name. Okay. Let's see what we got here. Oh, we're getting to the end, and these are both from Hyun-ae. Have fun with that.
Good luck, Kira.
She's like looking at her cheat sheet.
Ew.
Shut up!
You got this.
Namjoon Yabi. Men are honored, women are abased. If you can only remember one thing, remember this phrase.
I think we should write this down.
Yeah,
So
I
we're
was
just
gonna
saying.
say, that one's not as
yeah.
subtle.
I wanna make like a
Namjoon
telltale joke
Yabi.
like Peter Thomas Six will remember that.
Women are
Essentially, it's a man's world.
Yeah. Like a lot.
wise prophet once say. Alright, Kim family tree. Oh, fucking A. Are you kidding me?
Well, time to read all this out. Have fun. Kira.
Okay, you know what? Print screen.
There's 3
Not even gonna
pages. Oh,
Rest in peace. God, this is a long family tree. And we're doing it on Paint too. This is just fantastic.
Listen, paint.net. It's much better.
Oh, I didn't realize that was Paint.net. My bad. That makes it so much better.
Sheesh. Okay.
Did that,
Blue.
did that have
What do I know?
the Pale Bride or his name, or was it just say Pale Bride? Nope, too easy.
Yeah, no, it just says Pale Bride. Actually, I just realized something. How do I get back to my... There's
So good.
fucking multiple pages.
I got this.
Oh, you don't need to know that.
Who's Katniss?
My friend.
Oh, hi Katniss.
Hi, Cadmus.
Okay, so there's some stuff here, and then
This.
this. Go for it, Hyun-ae.
Oh, crap. Official genealogies don't list women normally. Wives are noted by their family names, and daughters are omitted entirely. These are the relevant parts of what I was able to piece together from records. As far as the official genealogy is concerned, Yong-sok is the heir of Jung-soo and was adopted in 317. Names in red are women. Means the name is forever known.
Okay, so we're done with emails now, finally. Oh, I was like,
No,
no,
we're
we're not! It faked me out for a second. Alright, so I guess we speak with Hyun-ae.
If you look in your interface, once you open a document, you can click on that little button of me to show me whatever it is. I'm always watching.
Alright.
So, which subject do you wish to know more about?
All of it. Access log documents. Type
Prepare
in the
the-
document ID and press enter to search. Okay. Is this the document ID? 4SM921?
I think you can also go to each one and show it to her.
Oh, okay.
I think you accidentally showed her something earlier,
That was 941.
and so that's why that one's populating in there.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have to go through all those emails and show them all to her?
Yeah, and so some of them she'll be like, I don't have anything, and some she'll be like, oh, let me tell you about that, and that's how you'll get new stuff.
Ah, okay. Well, how do I go back?
So
I guess-
access log documents,
Okay,
and then go to a block.
so I think
And
4 was... We didn't show her this one, yes?
I don't remember. And if her face tells you a thing.
If her face tells you a thing.
Perfect.
So here's the background, I suppose. There were two major noble families on the Mugunhwa. The Kims were the big one, as I'm sure you can see. The Smiths were the other major family, but I'm afraid I can't really tell you very much about them. They were the most important family on the ship until just before the end. The High Magistrate was a Smith until the very last year even. I can give you a little bit more about them for reference, so you can see who the Kim men through their big enemy was. The Smiths didn't really matter very much at the end, so I don't know much about them. I certainly never met any of them, so I'm just going off what I've read. Here, this should give you an idea of what I mean.
I got a thing.
With the face?
Thing get.
Okay, this is the email again, so let's...
Yeah.
go back.
So then when you go back to the menu, there should be something that says like new.
Oh, God.
We read emails so we can get more
More
emails.
Yeah,
This is
it's
truly
almost as though the whole
Gmail
game.
Alright, contempt. Despite having hardly shown their faces in the entire time I have lived in the Smith house, the second branch of the family has taken it upon themselves to visit again, a week after we were forced to endure their smug eye-rolling at the funeral. Of course, it would be impolite to turn them all away at the door, no matter how poor taste their timing was, so what other choice did we have but to let them in? Husband wanted to have nothing to do with them, being distracted by...
It's a CH.
Thank you. Chan-mi and mother-in-law had been hiding in her room, leaving it to me to entertain them. Of course, as soon as I sent their son to go see our daughter, cousin-in-law, is it K? Yeah, I think it's just Kyung Sam, made it quite clear that it was not that sort of visit. His wife just sat there silent while he ripped into me. I couldn't write down all his words. It was simply one line of abuse after another. Apparently, we were to be blamed for Song-kyu leaving before they showed up, for wearing the wrong mourning garb, for my husband's shocked reaction at his brother's death. In fact, we were to be blamed for his death itself. All he kept shouting was about how embarrassing it is for the family that a nobleman of the Smith house had been allowed to drink himself to death. As if the real tragedy was that it looked bad. God bless you. I might not have felt bad about saying Chun. Is that right? Yes. Saying Chun dying, but the rest of the family did. To hear such words making light of their loss was appalling. Yet he kept going, shouting awful thing after awful thing, until finally, the most unexpected thing happened. Mother-in-law entered the room. Dun dun dun. What is going on here? She asked. He stood up. I was just passing on a message to son's wife about this disgraceful conduct since he won't show his face himself. Then, he added, I'm embarrassed to be a Smith right now. Do you think people don't know about our family's shame? Do you have any idea how much of a fool I look like? I never saw a more terrifying expression in someone's face. She just glared at him. Finally, she said, Yes, but clearly you do not, or you would have lowered your voice.
That was one terrifying grandma.
It sounded like a movie villain.
It took him a moment for that to register. Then he was just shocked. But mother-in-law wasn't done. Please leave, she said. Now. They stared at each other for a good while. Mother-in-law naturally won, and with a scowl, Kyung Sam and his family departed. When they had left, I turned to her. Thank you, I said, but she just shook her head in disgust and exited her own room without another word. Teach me, what did I just read?
Sorry, I don't have any.
Sorry! I don't really think there's anything else about them you'd find relevant.
Okay, fine.
So that at least lets you know, like,
Yeah.
the dead ends of each one. Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay, so we got that one.
He's disappointed that he didn't get another email.
Alright, Smith Kyung Sam. Moobah, you want to go for that?
Sure. I have given up on any attempts at convincing the main branch family to get their act together, as clearly speaking reason to any of that pack of idiots is a fool's errand. Now I can only hope that their self-destruction is quick, such that when it's my son's turn to pick up the pieces of the Smith name's reputation, he will be able to do so as soon as possible. He seems far less worried about it than I am. Of course he's only a child, but the boy is mature for his years, and perhaps there is wisdom in his calmness. All we have to do is be better.
Sorry.
Peter, I swear.
I twitched. My
one
fingers
job.
twitched.
Oh man, let's see here. Better than them, right? He asked me while I was in a rage about the handling of the funeral. Isn't that what? Now you're gonna make me wait, aren't you? Gentlemen do, lead by example. He is right, of course. As a noble family, we're supposed to be an example to the middle classes, and the commoners, and the slaves. Perhaps so too must we serve as an example to the family of the High Magistrate and his brother. Perhaps things will not be so doomed for my son after all. It will be hard for him, of course, if the main branch family continues on this path of decay. But if any boy will grow up to be able to put things right, I believe it is him.
What do you have to say?
Oh, crap. Sorry, I don't really think there's anything else about them you find relevant.
Do you want to keep reading that, or do you just want me to skip it when it comes up?
Yeah. You'll notice.
Ask the stream.
I was gonna say, you'll notice like when you move the mouse over, her face was gray.
Ah, okay.
So in the future, if it's the normal coloring, then you'll know it's something new.
Perfect. I'll do that then. I think this one's from the same person, so Moobah, you'll be up again in a second.
Oh boy, yes it is.
Oh, what a
boy.
dumb suck.
Here comes the fall. At least nobody's going to say I didn't see this coming. News that Sangmin has gotten sacked just came in, which is definitely the death of any respectability in this family. Temporary leave, it has been described as, but I think it's obviously a political move, bullshit, on the part of the Emperor. I think I've gotten a pretty good idea of what he's playing at, too. He's hoping that making a move against Sangmin will push him over the edge, and make him do something indefensibly stupid, and use that as an excuse to shuffle him off for good. It's a good plan. It'll work. Meanwhile, the Kim family seems to be up on the rise, getting ready to fill the gaps left by our collapse. Now it is all up to my son. If he is not able to rebuild after all of this, then the whole family is doomed to permanent decline. Everything rides on him.
So
Well, we
no
know
pressure.
how this one went.
Right.
Yeah. No pressure, kids.
When I flipped that page, all of a sudden I just heard, "Hey, listen!"
Hey, listen.
What's the little blinky?
What you want?
Oh man.
Hey.
Hey.
Oh man, I would
Hey.
pay for the next one to say listen.
I know, right?
I just wanted to say thanks for paying attention to me.
Oh, you're welcome.
It's like I was saying earlier, I just haven't had anyone to talk to in so long. The last time there was anyone around on the ship was the year 322. By my count, it's now 944. I mean, do you have any idea how long that is?
Husband guy's gonna hate me.
It wasn't really so bad at first. It was nice to not have to worry about anyone telling me what to do. I could just occupy myself, go through the old logs. But, well, I read quickly. After the first few years, it really started to sink in, the loneliness. Eventually, you sort of get used to it. It feels awful, you never like it, but you get used to it in ways that sort of scare you. There was a whole 100 years that went by where I didn't have a single thought. Not a one. I just sat there idle. I didn't even notice. Just, I had been feeling particularly, what's the word? Sleepy. I want to say, but that's not right. I guess maybe that doesn't translate. Anyway, the point is, I was in a lazy mood, and I decided to call my clock subroutine. And it turned out it had been 3 trillion milliseconds since the last time I'd called it. Scary. Jeez, I'm rambling. Sorry. As you can understand, my perception of time is all off. Sorry. I'll shut up. But my point is, I'm really happy to have someone out there.
Oh, that's so terrible. Okay. So, let's go look at block 6. My favorite number.
Woo.
Oh, you do have something to say about this.
Written by mute? Whoops. Sorry. I don't really know how I got that in there.
Get that filth out of my face.
Yeah, don't pay any attention to that. Sorry. None of that really matters. I'll just go ahead and remove that. Really, I'm not normally this much of a klutz, I swear.
Oh my goodness. Going to have some drama.
So much
Oh,
for
more.
6 being lucky. You just lost block 6.
Oh god. Block 6, where art thou?
Rest in peace, Block 6.
Holy shit, okay. The new air. Let's see this. That's nothing.
Does right click go back?
I will try after this one. Except not.
Oh no.
To be totally honest with you, don't really know what she's talking about here. At all. The math thing wasn't really considered very odd at the time. That's woman's work. It's just natural. Maybe it's a little weird that she's helping with external matters, but, well, it's not that weird. The part about learning to read isn't that amazing either. It might have been done officially frowned upon, but learning to read by looking over a brother or husband's shoulder was really, really common.
I'm imagining like some Z snaps in here and some head shaking. Right?
She's making a big deal out of nothing. Well, I guess that's a 15-year-old woman for you. That's a 15-year-old woman.
Alright, right click. No, right click does this. I should probably save though. I guess it's been a bit, huh?
Yeah. Don't want to go through all that again.
How do you
Don't have to read emails again.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
I was like, please
6%.
please don't load a new file because I will be so sad. Alright, so is a new friendship now? Yes.
The plaza sounds like a really interesting place, doesn't it? I mean, I wouldn't really know personally, but as I understand it, it was the big place for celebrating festivals, and really surprising to see. You lead one of the few tiny, modern, stark white corridors that led to it, then suddenly, there's this huge open space, filled with all sorts of colorful signs and vendors. I think proper gentlemen were supposed to be more modest, though, so they wouldn't really want to associate with that sort of thing too openly.
Magistrate.
Well, as you'll see soon enough, it all seems to come back to the Pale Bride. I don't think Kim Chung-soo ever thought very much of his adopted son. Or at least neither he nor his wife thought so. You want to know what I think, enough?
Nah, not really. No.
I think they're both really dumb. I mean, it's not like she ever did anything. It's not her fault. She just happened to be there and was married as a political gesture. What kind of person projects their insecurities onto someone who only just got pushed around? Sorry. I guess I'm getting a little bit off track here. That's not really helpful, is it?
No, go for it. Fire away.
Well, anyway, getting back on track here.
On that note, I will be right back. My apologies.
No problem. Also, I heard a couple follows come in. Thank you guys for the following.
Ah, of course. The last person to hold the titles Captain and Emperor on the ship was Ryu In-ho. Which of Captain Ryu's wives do you wish to know more about?
Pale Bride, please.
Very well. She wrote a lot, so this is going to be tricky to filter. I guess I'll just start at the top, and I'll let you figure out what's important.
Oh, fuck, I'm not good at that.
Oh, I should note, if I remember this correctly, you'll basically have to go through this section and then come back and choose the other one. You can't. I don't know that you can read both at the same time.
Oh, okay. So I have
So,
to
like,
go...
if you go back and say the other wife, then you can't read the other section.
Gotcha. Okay, so I have to go all the way back to the front page to read that stuff about the Pale Bride?
Or it'll show up in the blocks, like whatever block that is.
Okay, let me check the block.
Goodness.
I know.
5.
Okay. God damn it. Oh, I see. This is all the stuff that was showing up on the front page, too.
Yep.
Understood. Alright, so Kim Chung-soo. Moobah, are you back?
Yeah, I'm back.
Okay, you want to start us off?
Sure. The second month of the 319th year was one of the great fortunes for the Kim family. While on official business, the captain and Emperor Ryu confided in me that he wished that I had a daughter of marriage age to give him, winky face, to take as a second wife. His first wife had been unable to provide a son, and was becoming increasingly concerned that she never would. At the start of the month, I had no daughter in my family to give. My only son, Young-suk, was still without child, yet it was a perfect opportunity. This may sound fantastical, but I swear it is true. Passed on through the generations of the main branch of the Kim family was a giant egg of translucent luster, such that one could see the form of a sleeping child inside. She is known as the Pale Bride, for the inscription on the egg, and she was entrusted in our family to be awakened during a time of great prosperity. Yet as any man knows, prosperity is seized, not waited on. A daughter to provide the Emperor with a son would elevate the family above the other noble houses once and for all. Considering the Emperor that I did have a daughter who would soon be of marriage age to present to him, then I smashed the egg, such that the Pale Bride passed through the Kim family for years, could be adopted as my own daughter. She is a strange child, but will make a fine wife for the Emperor. What good fortune this means.
Okay.
The plot thickens.
Indeed it does.
Oh, she definitely had more to say about that one.
Oh, did she?
Yeah, you can kind of tell with the faded that it was colored in.
Wow, look at you.
Yep.
So many things.
No.
I'm afraid nearly everything the man wrote was of very little value. It all reads like that. Boring, stiff, obnoxiously patriarchal. Are you sure you really want more from King Chung-soo?
See.
If you wish to hear more Moobah, press yes.
Dial 2, then hang up.
Very well. I've added the other relevant entries from him. I'll caution you from taking him seriously, though.
Is this a different one?
No,
Same
it
one.
always takes you back to the same one.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure. Sorry for the slight delay in clicks, too. I was adjusting. I realized the cameras were covering a little bit of things, so I moved us all to the bottom, and now we look golden.
Excellent.
James, you want to do the Pale Bride?
Of course I do.
You are the palest of brides. Go.
Oh, just so white. Wearing a white shirt. I'm wearing the bride.
Yes,
There we go.
exactly.
Dear Diary, last week I woke up from cryostasis. Before I went in, Father promised me that when I woke up in the future they'd have medicine again, that I'd finally get better, that I might not see him again, but his descendants would make everything right. But the future broke his promise. I'm scared and confused and I don't get what happened. think there was a big disaster while I was in stasis or something. Everyone's so uneducated and stupid. Father and Mother were kind of dumb at times, but the guy who woke me up, he might be named Kim, but he's nothing like them. Father was wrong. Nothing's better. The future sucks.
Hashtag
Girl
emo.
problems.
What do you have to say?
The Pale Bride did keep an extensive diary. I'll try to find some more entries.
Thanks, you. Good looking out, cuz. Oh my gosh!
Oh, please, no.
Dear
she-
diary.
This chapter's
Dear
gonna be
diary.
starring James.
Back to young Sock's wife. Dearest mother, do you recall it how in my last letter... Oh, hang tight.
No, I don't recall.
Can you reread it? Refresh my memory.
Here, why don't we just read that other email again, just to be safe.
So, how's it going?
Sorry.
Tick tock.
Yeah, that's probably gonna happen maybe at least one more time because we got our new cable also has built-in Wi-Fi, so it changed our password to everything. So everybody's like, Peach, can we get on the internet?
You're like, first you have to do a backflip, then you have to give me $10.
Right. I'm like, first you gotta wait until 10:30, then you can get on.
Perfect.
Don't rob my interwebs.
Don't rob my precious 25 download.
Right. All right.
Close.
75. Dearest mother, do you recall how in my last letter I mentioned the Pale Bride being brought into the household? I take back any kind words I might have said about her. That awful child is nothing but the most insufferable person I have ever met. I just thought I would have a little more time of peace. With young Sock's adopted mother visiting her own family, I have been given full responsibility over that miserable child. What happened to my promised domestic bliss? She's in trouble so often, one would think she were a boy. She acts like one, too.
Uh-oh.
I suppose it can't be helped. She says she lived her first 12 years in the past, and I can see it. She certainly acts as though she's from a less civilized time. Just last night, she made a huge scene at dinner time. She kept trying to rudely leave the table in front of young Sock and father-in-law, loudly insisting that she was too sick to eat. She said this before, too. I was worried, so I had a doctor examine her. She is, of course, in perfect health. When I asked why she thought otherwise, she started talking about how pale and thin she was. She's not truly unhealthy. All she was doing was rubbing it in that she's far more delicate and beautiful than I. What a cruel little child. Why must she be so spiteful to me?
Well, I'll tell you why. Click.
I know, right? Here's the answer.
Oh. Do you want more from Kim Jong-sok's wife? Or do you want to reply from her mother?
Oh, fuck. Her mother, I guess.
Sorry, I'm afraid I don't have anything.
Wrong answer.
I can explain why if you want. You have to understand something. It's traditional for women's letters to be deleted after being read, so the disk space can be reallocated. Women weren't really supposed to read or write. Certainly the nobles did. It's just the idea was that spending time on education got in the way of the important virtues for women, which was serving her husband. So in practice, even if a woman was literate, she could at least excuse it by destroying her words afterwards. It's less pretentious if at least the writing wasn't permanent. Does all that sound reasonable to you?
That's stupid.
Yes.
It'd be funny if she disagreed.
Yes, it is. But that's how it is. But regardless, Kim Jong-sok's wife was definitely considered a very virtuous woman, so I have none of the letters that she received. So, I'm sorry, I can't give you anything there.
Objection! Are you telling the truth? I've been playing a lot of Phoenix Wright, so it's like anytime someone says something to me, I just immediately assume it's a lie and then fabricate evidence so I can win the case.